All right. Welcome to Head Kick Audio. I got a guest all the way from Lake City or Havasu, Lake Havasu City. Jesus Christ, get it together, Steve. Lake Havasu City. My man's here. Cory Daniels Jr. is going to be taking on Bryce Callahan at King of the Cage, October 22nd in Nevada. Now, you train out in Lake Havasu City. I was just there literally a week ago, and I got
Yeah,
to see a little bit of your movement. I got to see a little bit of your training, and I could tell you're ready for a fight, right? I know we're still a couple weeks out, but I could tell my man's is ready for a fight. Um, so talk to me about the training camp over at Bridge City Combat and how they're helping you prepare for your upcoming fight.
man, training at Bridge City right now, it's unbelievable, man. We got a lot of great guys there, um, that's helping me get ready. Christian, Trenton, Devin, Brandon, you got Pat, all those guys, dude, just real good guys. And when you go in there, man, everybody's just want to get better. You know what I mean? You go in there every day. Nobody's going there with egos. You just going there and getting better. So training camp, man, it's been perfect. It's been real perfect, and I'm grateful for my team, man. Seriously, yeah.
Well, I know the bodies that you work with over there at BCC, and I can say that everything that came out of his mouth is 100% factual. He's got some killers over there, and they weren't exactly taking it easy on each other. And I don't think that was just for the camera. I genuinely think that was just another day in the office for you guys. So
Yeah.
talk to me about the coaches. Who are you going to have in your corner on the 22nd?
So I'm gonna have my striking coach Ben, and then I'm gonna have my teammate Mike. He's gonna be my jujitsu coach. And we just going stick to the game plan. We gonna work. We gonna go out there and have fun, man. We didn't put in so many hours in the gym. I think we just ready to have fun. Yeah.
And one thing I could say is watching you roll. You're a very explosive, athletic guy.
Yeah.
But and people will look at your physique and be like, "Oh man, this guy's gonna come and bang." But if this fight hits the floor, I mean, you look pretty comfortable there. I think you can surprise a lot of people.
Dude, I think so too, man. I think people look at me and it's like, "Oh, this dude just gonna come slug." But man, I'm an athlete, like you said, man. I've been an athlete my whole life, and jujitsu was actually one of my first my first thing that when I came to MMA, it was the first thing actually I learned, and I love it, dude. And dude's gonna find out, man. I'm well rounded. I'm well rounded. Dudes will find out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't judge a book by its cover because, like I said, you look at the guy and you say, "Man, Cory gonna come in there and knock this guy out." And it's like, no, if this fight hits the floor, he could also tap him out
Oh,
because
damn, yes, sir.
like I said, you look like you knew what you were doing down there, and I think that's going to surprise a lot of people. Now, I'm very familiar with the Callahan brothers. I've had Brooks on the show a few times.
Nice.
I've met them all in person, so they're all good cats. And it's always it kind of sucks when two guys you really like have to fight, but
Yeah.
that's the nature of the beast. You shake hands and have a beer afterward, but right now it's game time. So what does Bryce do well that we got to keep an eye on?
Man, like I said, I haven't really watched too much tape on him. It's only so much stuff you can look up. As an amateur, you can catch a couple of videos, but I see that he's a grinder. I can see he's a grinder. Nice cardio. Um, so it's all respect to him. All respect to every opponent that I go into the cage with. But I'm looking to be better in every area. You know, and he does things well, but I'm gonna do it better.
Well, and that's one of the beautiful things about our sport, right? You can literally genuinely like your opponent. And it's like, hey, this is the sport, I'm
Yeah,
gonna beat
exactly.
your ass. I'm gonna beat your
Yeah,
ass, but afterwards, we'll have a beer.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's one of the
yeah.
things I love about this sport. And even if you dislike a guy, you settle it in the cage, and then afterwards, and guess what? You're still having a beer. You know what I mean? You can turn enemies into friends here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm looking to. I mean, after we can chop it up, but yeah, when the cage lock, yeah, it's definitely time to eat, man.
Okay, now tell me, is Corey Daniels Jr. the guy that needs to make an enemy out of his opponent, or is it just, your objective just to go in there and, tackle whatever's in front of you?
Man, I'm like I got this switch that clicks on, man. I'm a fun guy. I'm really a fun, humble, loving guy, but I don't need to make enemies, man. I go in there and I chill and have fun. I do all the hard work in the gym, and like I said, when it comes fight night, that's when I have fun. And no enemies, man. We go in there and get the job done, go home, and plan for the next opponent.
Yeah, because I know guys that they literally have to hate their opponent. And I mean, whatever you got to do to get the juices flowing, or, if that's just the way that your method that helps you get ready for a fight. I've never understood it myself, but I've also never just had that switch. You know what I mean? For me, if I'm
Yeah,
going to fight somebody, I mean, I fought amateur way back. You know what I mean? I had no idea who my opponents were. And one of them I really like. He's a really good guy and a very fantastic barber.
yeah,
But I think it's interesting when there are guys that just have that switch, and then there's also guys that are just in it for pure sport. You know what I mean? They don't need to hate
yeah,
you. They don't have a switch. They just go and they compete. And then there's guys like you that just, God met you in person. Fun loving guy,
yeah,
very
yeah.
easy to talk to. Look like, you'd be one of the coolest guys in the gym. But this switch, man, where do you think that came from?
Man, honestly, I would say it come from from childhood and just like I said, being in sports my whole life, man. You gotta turn that switch on when it's time to. I play football, and when it's time to go into crunch time, you gotta turn that switch on. You know what I mean? Every sports I play, you gotta turn that switch on. So I think I've always had it, man. And when it come down to fighting, I think it's just been a little bit different. You know what I mean? A little bit more violent, and I like it. But like I said, it's a fun violent, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. I could not have put it any better, my man. I could not have put it any better. Now, you said you're a lifelong athlete, right? So,
Yes,
what
sir.
got you to MMA? You said jiu-jitsu was the first martial art, but what drove you to jiu-jitsu? What drove you to this sport?
So actually, I was playing college football in San Diego. I was at a JUCO out there, and man, honestly, I was playing with so many high athletes. I was pushing my body to like literally to the max, and I ended up hurting my knee, and I took like a year off, and I went through somewhat depression. You know what I mean? And fucking when when I lost all that, I had went into a gym, and I ended up going into Cobra Kai because I was visiting in Victorville, California, and I ended up going to Cobra Kai at Joe Daddy Steve, and I trained with this kid, and dude choked me out like 3 times, man, and I was like, damn, I got to figure this out. Like, how am I? I was 195 at this time, pretty muscular guy, and I got this 145er just slinging me around. I'm like, I gotta figure this out, bro. Like, this shit should be possible. So, dude, I started going in for like a week, man, and I actually was like, duh, I fell in love with it. I actually fell in love with it like more than football, more than baseball, wrestling, all the things that I did before. This was the thing that I felt like, wow, dude, I should have been doing this my whole life. So, yeah, I'm thankful for it for sure.
Okay, and you did you actually compete in wrestling in college, high school, or middle school?
Oh, so I did a year in high school, man. I was actually my wrestling coach used to get on my ass for years, all throughout high school. He was like, come wrestle," and it was actually my junior year. I went out and I was like, "Dude, I'll come try out." So I went to go try out, and I made the team, and I did good. Won some matches. I think I lost like two, but honestly, I wasn't my head wasn't in it. I was a football player in high school. I was like a legit football player in high school, and I think I almost say I know I would have been a really good wrestler. Um, I would have stuck to it, but Yeah, a year, and I was a one and done, man. I was like, man, fuck this, yeah, and ended up continuing playing football.
Well, the thing about football is you ain't got to cut weight. You know what I mean? You ain't got to cut weight.
Exactly.
So I can understand being in high school and not wanting to cut all that weight, or back when we were younger, there wasn't this martial arts or MMA scene like there is now, where guys or kids are getting into the sport. You know what I mean? They're instead of getting into wrestling at 4-year-olds, they're getting at MMA. You know what I mean? Growing up, it was
Right.
either a fan of pro wrestling or you were a fan of football. You know what I mean? Or you were a fan of soccer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There wasn't MMA like there is today. So I think had they had that when I was younger, I probably would have, you know, it would have been a lot different. Let's just put it that
Yeah.
way. You know.
Wise, man.
All right. So now look, MMA, for those that don't compete or those that don't train or those that may not even watch, they think it's a very scary sport. And I imagine your family said, "Hey, Cory, what's a good-looking kid like you doing in a game like this?" You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So how does the family feel? You know what I mean?
Man, so my dad was a boxer.
Okay.
And yeah, and my mom, she was an athlete. But my mom, she wanted me to box so bad. So she really didn't have no problem with it. She actually loved it, man. She just wanted me to, she always tell me like, hey, if you're gonna do this shit, be 100% at it. Don't go in there bullshit. You know what I mean? So very supportive, man. Very supportive. Always been supportive. And dude, they're the reason I really grind, man. They the reason I do this shit. So yeah, very supportive.
That's fucking awesome. I had
Yeah.
family coming out and telling me, "Hey, what the fuck you doing, man? Don't do that shit. Get out. Go,
Yeah,
go,
man.
get out."
Out of
You know
there,
what I
bro.
mean?
Yeah.
So some families are, well, most families are like that, but it sounds like you got a pretty good support system around you. Now, MMA is kind of like this, right? You know what I mean? When you win a match, it's all the way up here. When you lose a match, it's all the way down here. You know what I mean? So how have you learned to deal with that during the course of your very young amateur career?
You know what? Uh, when I first came into my first match by TKO, and then I lost my second match by TKO. I lost took a short notice fight at 170, and it really taught me. It taught me a lot to, you know, honestly, fucking, you gonna lose some, but you know, it's also you gonna go in there and learn off that loss. You know what I mean? And I think the losses you're gonna learn way more off that shit than the wins. But it's really, man, fuck the wins and losses. You know what I'm saying? You trying to be champion, or you trying to be in here to make money? That's two different things. You gonna win, you gonna lose, bro. But it's all about learning and becoming a better mixed martial artist. And you know, shit. Some fighters take it so hard. Some fighters can freaking shrug that shit off and go in there and fight next week. And I want to be that fighter that shrug that shit off and go in there and fight next week. Yeah.
I hear that. I hear that. I mean, it's such a strange thing, right? Because it's not like you lost a football game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
you do have trainers and training partners and coaches and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's you versus the other guy in the cage. It's
exactly.
very, very similar to wrestling. You know what I mean? It's very similar to wrestling. If there was a sport that was close to it, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, I'm talking like mainstream sports. So it's not like your team lost, where the other team was just better than your team. It's the other guy was your opponent was better than you, which is, especially us as men, it's very, very tough to deal with and to say, well, shit, man, that guy was better than me. It's definitely not something that I like to admit. Or at least when I was younger. Now I don't give a shit. If a guy's better than me, a guy's better than me, maybe I go have a conversation with him and learn something from him. You know what I mean? My attitude today is a lot better than my attitude was, maybe 10 years ago. So I think you probably take a similar approach. And like I said, it's just one of those weird things. I want to change topics though. I want to change topics whenever you come back, because I understand that we're frozen here a little bit. So that's kind of why I'm rambling on, dealing with the situation right here. But if you can hear me, I want to talk about your post-fight victory meal. Let's talk about that. Oh, we're full on frozen. We full on frozen. So we're probably gonna have to end this one and then come right back is what we're gonna have to do. Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna end this one and then we're gonna come back with that question right there because that's my favorite. I don't want to miss my favorite question. Come on now. Welcome back again. Cory Daniels Jr. had an issue with the phone, but that's okay. We're right back at it. While I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, I ended on my favorite question, right? And my favorite question to ask all of my guests, by that smile, I can already tell you probably have an idea of what it's going to be. But I want to talk about that post-fight victory meal, my man. What are we eating to celebrate your victory on October 22nd?
Honestly, man, so many things I want to eat, but man, we for the fight, my mom coming out, so we can get an Airbnb and she gonna barbecue. So most likely, man, gonna get some southern barbecue down. Get down, chop down on some good food, man. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Some good home southern cooked food, man.
Oh, now we talking. Now we talking. If I wasn't busy on the 22nd working, man, I tell you what, right now,
You welcome to the barbecue, bro. You welcome to the barbecue.
I appreciate the invite. I appreciate the invite. And you know what? You can't go wrong with barbecue, and especially mama's cooking. Oh,
For sure, man. You already know. You already know.
I think by the end of the night, you might be a light heavyweight. That's all I'm saying.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, and one other question I want to ask you before we get you out of here, right? The this fight is October 22nd. When are you looking to fight after this, or are we just solely focused on the 22nd and not really looking past it?
No, man. So I'm really, like I said, I'm 26, man, and I'm really trying to get my career on a start. I really want to, test myself at this amateur level, and then go pro. So I'm really looking to get right away. If I don't take no injuries, no little bumps and bruises, right away. Book me for the next card that's available anywhere. And Arizona anywhere. I'm willing to do whatever. So like I said, yeah, really turn it right back around.
I know some guys.
Yeah, hey, I know some guys. I know some guys. Let's all. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if we get you to compete here, then I can get me some of that barbecue. You know what I'm saying?
You already, hey, we mapping it out. We planning now. I like it.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, Cory Daniels fights at King of the Cage October 22nd. Again, the card is called Enraged. Why don't you go ahead and let the people know the venue, and if you have like a fighter code to help you with some of that cha-ching.
Man, so with King of the Cage right now, we just doing tickets at hand. So if anybody you know down to support your boy, hit me up at an Instagram, um Cory.Junior. Find me on Instagram, hit me up for the tickets, man. We can get it going like that. Yeah.
All right. And again, right underneath him will be his Instagram handle. So that way you can, jot that down if you don't already know, which you should be already following this man.
Man, follow your boy if you're not, man. Dang, you know what I'm saying?
What are you doing? Exactly. If you are not, what the hell are you doing? You're doing it wrong. That's all I know. If you're not following my guy, you're doing it wrong. Okay.
They sleeping, man. They sleeping.
Yeah, they dead asleep. You know what I'm saying? Dead asleep. Again, October 22nd, King of the Cage, a lightweight scrap, and we need more lightweights, man. So I'm very excited to see how this plays out. Of course, I can't watch it the night of, so I'll have to catch the replay somewhere. But I'll be very much looking forward to seeing you compete, and like I said, hopefully get you on my show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. And before I get you out of here, do you got a prediction for your fight?
Man, I'm a pretty heavy-handed guy, but wherever it goes, man, I'm looking to finish. Just know I'm looking to finish. I don't want to take it to the judges. Like I told you before when you was at the gym, we're looking for violence. violence, violence. And I mean that. So, yeah.
And we love that. We
Yeah.
love that about you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yes, man. We love it. Love it.
All right. Well, again, October 22nd, King of the Cage. Get at your boy for tickets. Follow him. Like I said, right there underneath him is going to be his handle. So go follow him on Instagram. Help him build this brand. Help him get his career started. All right, brother. Well, I'll be back out there very soon because I enjoyed myself very thoroughly. I like Lake Havasu City. Hopefully when it's not so hot because, you know, my pale skin, it got, you know, the sun just takes advantage of me. And I'm not about that life.
Hey, I
So.
feel it, man. I feel it.
We'll be seeing you very, very soon, my mans. Until next time.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.